Amber Heard's former classmate and high school drama teacher, whom she's known since childhood, were called to the stand. They denied claims that Heard suffers from borderline or histrionic personality disorder. On April 26, Johnny Depp's legal team called Dr. Shannon Curry, a licensed clinical and forensic psychologist, to the stand. Curry testified that after a dual diagnosis, the results of Miss Heard's evaluation supported two diagnoses: borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder. According to a behavioral analyst, Amber Heard's black attire demonstrates power play. Curry stated, based on the evaluation results, Curry believes Heard is a 3 to 6 code type. According to the expert, the numbers indicate that Heard is primarily concerned with image, that she is prone to treating others with cruelty and externalizing blame, and that she is unable to accept responsibility for her wrongdoing. In addition, people who score a 3 to 6 are more likely to be passive-aggressive, self-indulgent, self-centered, and needy for approval and attention. In Alexandria, Virginia, Curry testified that Heard alternated between princess and victim. 3 people who knew Heard when she was growing up in Texas, on the other hand, appeared to disagree. "When I heard her being characterized with the word narcissism, I laughed," said Joshua Cruz, who has known Heard since childhood. "Honestly, I don't think she ever realized how beautiful she was as we were growing up," he added. An Austin-based security firm currently employs Cruz. He told Hollywood private investigator Paul Barassi, "Amber was always a sweet, considerate, and lovely little girl as she grew up, and she hasn't changed. I've never known Amber to be the source of anyone's grief." Heard's legal team hired Barassi to find any other people who Depp had physically or verbally abused. Barassi also spoke with Heard's friend and drama classmate, Anna Felice Barrett. She stated, "It's been a long time since I graduated, but there was never an incident, trouble, or drama that Amber was at the center of that I recall. On the contrary, I remember her being very attractive and very well liked by everyone." Ivan Klausia, at St. Michael's Academy High School drama teacher, who retired in December 2021 after 25 years of service, described Amber as a typical wide-eyed all-American girl. She stated, "She was just like any other young adolescent. She had a deep love and passion for the arts." Eve Barlow, a friend of Heard's, even lent her support. Barlow slammed female supporters of Depp in the courtroom and claimed Heard's detractors were motivated by envy and their own low self-esteem. Barlow, a British music journalist, claimed on Tuesday, May 10th, that women hate Heard 36, in part because they are envious of her appearance. Barlow had recently been ejected from a Virginia courtroom for texting and tweeting while sitting in the front row. Heard's friend has been actively criticizing Heard's detractors online. In one of her responses to Heard's trolls, Barlow wrote, "Listen, anyone protecting Amber Heard's TikTok abuse is acting in bad faith." The music journalist tweeted Monday to her 48,500 followers. "You can't argue that it doesn't discourage survivors from coming forward. Anyone actively mocking abuse testimony contributes to the silence." After Depp finished his deposition, Heard took the stand. While Depp entertained the jury by cracking jokes and singing in between his testimony, Heard painted a picture of a tortured and anguished woman. Her recollection of Depp's alleged drug binges and abusive behavior toward her was frequently punctuated by sobs and tears, and it may have succeeded in moving the jury and public perception. Experts believe the one-week break in the trial before the court reconvenes to decide the duo's fate is critical, and some believe that Heard may have gotten an advantage over Depp. Raquel Pennington reveals the truth about Amber Heard. Raquel Pennington, Amber Heard's former close friend, testified that she once had a physical altercation with the actress. Pennington revealed on Tuesday that she had met Heard in 2003 and that the two became very close. Their friendship lasted several years and lasted through Heard's marriage and divorce from actor Johnny Depp. However, Pennington later testified that she and Heard grew apart and no longer speak because she wanted to prioritize other relationships. Pennington also, along with her ex-husband Josh Drew, is one of several witnesses called to testify about the Hollywood couple's contentious relationship after Depp sued Heard for $50 million in defamation. Pennington described the early days of her relationship with Heard during a roughly 30-minute testimony, noting that the two previously lived together and that she also lived in a penthouse next to Depp and Heard. Additionally, Pennington claimed that she and Heard had an argument about Thanksgiving dishes at one point during their friendship.
We were setting up for Thanksgiving, and we were looking for maybe some glasses or some dishware. We had just moved in, and we couldn't find them anywhere.
Pennington testified.
She finally found them in a place that I thought I had looked, and We started arguing about that. She thought that I wasn't looking hard enough, I think, and I told her that I thought that I looked fair.
Pennington then testified that the argument became physical and she pushed Heard. She claimed that in response, the actress either pushed or hit me back, adding that it was on my cheek. However, Pennington added that the incident was the only time she had a physical altercation with Heard and that she was aware of no other instances of Heard hitting anyone else. Further, she stated about Heard's assault against Depp, Pennington became emotional during her video deposition when asked to describe photos of Heard's injuries from alleged assaults by Depp. Pennington sobbed as she described Heard as having a bruise on her eye and swelling on her nose, according to NBC News. Pennington also testified that Heard had to cover bruises and injuries on her face with makeup on a regular basis. According to the New York Post, Pennington recalled Heard showing her makeup artist the injuries and having to cover bruises before an appearance on The Late Late Show with James Corden in December 2015. Pennington denied allegations made by Depp's legal team that she and Heard staged damage to the couple's penthouse in Los Angeles in May of 2016. She instead described an inebriated Depp swinging a wine bottle and causing damage to the couple's home. Pennington admitted during her testimony that she never saw Depp hit Heard, but she did describe seeing a bloody patch on Heard's head with missing hair and deep cuts on the back of her forearms, allegedly from altercations with Depp. I was scared for Amber, and I was sad for Johnny because he was also my friend, Pennington told NBC News. I was concerned about her physical safety. I was concerned that when he turned, he would inadvertently do something far worse than he had intended. Josh Drew gives testimony. Josh Drew is Pennington's ex-husband who lives in the same Los Angeles building as Depp and Heard. He testified about a May 2015 encounter with Depp in which Depp was screaming, cursing, spitting in his face, and yelling gibberish. Drew claimed that he ran into Pennington and Heard after that encounter, who told him about an alleged physical altercation with Depp. Drew told NBC News Amber was like catatonic, like a 1,000-yard stare, and she was like done, ghost-like. Drew also testified that Depp arrived hours late at Heard's 30th birthday party. Drew said in a video deposition played by the jury, he came very obviously intoxicated and put on a show for everybody. Christina Sexton gives testimony. Christina Sexton, Heard's former acting coach, testified about staying with Heard and Depp on vacation at a luxury trailer park and hearing a screaming fight between the then couple. She called Heard the next day. According to NBC News, Sexton stated, I saw a completely torn apart trailer. Johnny was apologizing for his actions and instructing his bodyguards to simply pay it off. Let's deal with it. Sexton also testified about the couple's very tension-filled relationship, noting that Depp became much darker and more critical of Heard over time. According to the New York Post, Sexton testified, I had to block out time cushions around her classes because she'd be sobbing when we started and we wouldn't be able to work. Elizabeth Mars gives testimony. Elizabeth Mars, Heard's acquaintance, testified in a video deposition that she witnessed an alleged fight between a wasted Depp and Heard in 2016. According to Deadline, Mars saw a visibly upset Heard with a swollen face. It looked like she had been hit in some way, Mars testified in court. She went on to say that Depp's presence at the time made her frightened. Melanie Iglesias gave testimony. Melanie Iglesias, Heard's friend and makeup artist, also testified via video. Iglesias testified about covering up Heard's alleged bruised face and split lip before a 2015 appearance on James Corden's show.
We have the same concealer. She has a concealer from a brand called Clear the Pro.
According to Deadline, we covered the bruises with a heavier concealer. The makeup artist explained, adding that she used a really red lipstick to cover up the injury on the lip. What do you think of Amber's problematic childhood? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe to keep in touch with the latest uploads on all things pop culture. See you in the next video.